Earlier today, you heard Taylor and I talk about getting wealthy as a 3-step process. We went through his resume. I shared the stories, but I don't think we did a great job of defining wealthy. I have my opinions on what wealthy is and what wealthy isn't, but I know Taylor has his own thoughts and experience. So before I poison the well, I want to hear what he has to say. So Taylor, what is wealthy?
Yeah, it's funny. So I'll give you like my tongue-in-cheek stupid answer, and then I'll give you my real answer. So
Okay.
wealthy to me, coming out of college and in my early career, was having the ability to go to the bar with my buddies and pay for rounds, as many as I wanted for all of them, without ever having to go back home and go, oh my God, look at my credit card bill. What did I do yesterday?
What did I do? Yeah.
So my priorities have changed a little bit, but that was my original definition of wealth, like the ability to have that discretionary income to do what I want to do and have others enjoy it along with me.
There you
And so
go.
that was, and a lot of my buddies are also younger because I'm super immature, and they were still in college. So a lot of times when we were going to the bar after I was out of college making money, I was paying for a lot of these knuckleheads, and they'll pay it for it at some point. They haven't yet, but
No, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
if you're watching, you know who you are.
Yeah. I like
No,
it. I
no,
like
no.
it.
But no, but I think that that is realistically, if you just take that and compound it out to a broader landscape, I think that is the real definition of wealth for me. So I think the definition of wealth is the ability to not have to worry about money. Have the
Yeah.
things that you have in your life to make comfort for you and your family, if you have a family, and have it not stress your budget on a day in and day out basis. I am never ever I've come to terms with this, and my wife has caused me to come to terms with this. I am never going to not worry about money. It's
Right.
just not in my nature. I will always worry about money.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I don't have the worry of money of I don't have enough of it, or I'm not going to have enough of it tomorrow, whatever it is. It's always, I just have this frugal nature to me. So that's not going away. But I have enough backdrop on my, balance sheet of mine and my family's. My wife contributes as well, where we aren't really concerned if the plumbing goes or whatever it is. Even if it's a relatively sizable expense, we don't have the concern of that. We don't have the concern that that will affect our retirement, our girls' education, all of those things that we already have lined up.
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of talk about what I think most people think wealth is, and then I'll give you my very simple formula.
Yeah.
So I think most people, when I talk to them about wealth, and I just did an event on Saturday where lots of people were talking about this, most people think the wealth exists on the balance sheet, aka its net worth. There's some magic number, $1 million, 5 million, 10 million, 50, 30 million, whatever it is, that makes somebody wealthy. And I disagree. I just flat out disagree. Because again, one of the things I'm trying to do is strengthen the middle class. I'm trying to make everybody just understand it's not the balance sheet. For me, it all exists on the income statement. And to kind of break that down for the non-accountants in the room, I think everyone should understand what their monthly nut is. What's your monthly nut? It's what does it cost you to live? Housing, fuel, food, entertainment, insurance, whatever it is, right? Whatever your things are. And I'm not going to judge you for what they are. They just are what they are. I think the first mistake is, that's actually a good question. I think 99% of people have no idea what their monthly nut is. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that this number I think the people that understand it has gone up, because I think there is a very big personal finance contingent on social media that preaches budgeting and all those positive things. By the way, it needs to go back into the classroom in high school, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
they're getting it somewhere, and I think that it is growing in popularity. So I think that it's more than it was, but it's still super, super low.
Yeah. So where
Or
I was
high.
going, yeah, where I'm going with this is you have to understand your monthly nut. If you don't know what that is, congratulations, you have homework today.
Right.
So I'm just going to pick a number for whatever reason, the number is $4,000, right? Your life is $4,000, whatever that is. I think wealth is when you have income coming in that you don't have to work for, that is 2x that. So
Okay.
if your monthly nut is 4 and you have a monthly income, passive or semi-passive, because real estate's never passive, but if you have positive cash flow, you have dividends, you have royalties from book sales, whatever it is, that is 2x your monthly nut, you're wealthy. I don't give a rat's ass if you're not even a millionaire. If you're a 20, because I went to a high school class where they were 17. And I said, how many of you can live on 2 grand? And of course they all raised their hand. They have no idea what stuff costs. And I let them all know that if you can get to a point where you're making 4 grand a month and you don't increase your monthly nut, you're wealthy in my book, and you won't be a millionaire. And I don't give a rat's ass. So that's it for me, is if you know your monthly nut and you work, and again, I told you it takes a decade to get your monthly income, passive or semi-passive, to 2x your monthly nut, you're wealthy in my book. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that is, you have just tangibly put numbers around probably what I was trying to say as well, where mine is more of the touchy feely part of
Yeah.
it. Yours is, here's, the numbers as to how you get that feeling that Taylor was talking about, where again, that thing that breaks is not a concern because you have the money set aside because you're making 2 times what you're spending. And that's amazing. And then the next step from there is, what do you do with that 2x, that incremental increase, to drive that flywheel further
Exactly.
and have it work further for you? And
Yeah.
we have different ways of doing that. You do it in real estate, I do it in investing, but nonetheless, getting that money to work, because inflation is such a terror these days. If you sit it in a bank account and the bank account yields 0%, all of a sudden you're seeing negative 5% per year return on that money. And that is not how you maintain wealth that you've already created.
Yeah. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I think most people misunderstand wealth. Most people look at the rich, the Elon Musks, the Warren Buffetts of the world, and think balance sheet, balance sheet, balance sheet. I think it lives on the income statement. And if you really want to get clear, I think it lives on the cash flow statement, right?
Yep.
It's really the cash flow statement, right?
Yep.
Cash in, cash out. So, yeah, Taylor, any closing thoughts on this and where people can find you?
Yeah, I'll just say the one more thing on that, because on the prior episode you talked about dry powder, and again, regardless whether that income fluctuates up or down, the ability for everybody. Now, at some point, you can't cut any further because human needs are human needs.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have to cut on the expense level, and that is a great way to increase that and not have to make further income because of that. And some of that's easy, some of that's hard. But you and your wife Olivia did a phenomenal job, obviously, of cutting expenses to create quicker wealth, which is amazing.
It went from easy to uncomfortable to hard, and it was a year journey. This is not. I mean, we didn't cut expenses in a weekend. It was, all right, what else can we do? What else can we do? So,
Yeah.
pretty interesting stuff.
Amazing story.
Yeah. So, again, Life Goal Investments, you watch some amazing content, and occasionally you will get a rant from Taylor. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.